Well, viewers, this is what I call continuity. It's the tornado line that existed 35 years ago in the Audi 80. Apart from that, the Audi A4 has quite a few new features. Stefan Silav, head of design at Audi.
Quite right. Really, everything about the new Audi A4 is new. Of course, there are some design features that remain. The tornado line, as you say. That's a typical component of the Audi design DNA, our genetic code.
And what are the other features that stand for the continuity and success of this model?
Let's start at the front. The front wheels have moved forward, and the engine has migrated a bit to the rear. That allowed us to give the car completely new proportions. This trick allowed us to fulfill the requirements of pedestrian protection, and we also get an incredibly short front overhang, which of course we want to modulate specifically for each member of the Audi family. That's to say, we're now working very hard on the eyes. I mean the lights, of course. With the sweeping curves of the front light cluster, we wanted to crystallize out an independent character for the Audi A4, both by day and by night, so that when you see one in the mirror, you really do recognize it, not just as an Audi, but also as an Audi A4.
You've just told us about some of the details that make up the style of a car, and when we look at the rear end, I notice that there's a very special detail there.
We have the shape of the metal here in the tornado line. That's really quite sharp. It has to come right up to the corner, to the lights. It then carries on in the light cluster and into the zero gap, the thin dividing line between the side panel and the bumper. That's to say, we've combined form and function in an ideal way.
Mr. Silav, you see that with a designer's eyes. I can see it too, now it's been pointed out to me. But will the customer, the consumer, see it?
I don't believe customers will see it explicitly unless someone has spoken about it. But they go up to the car and say, I don't know why, but the thing just looks right. It's true, you have the same inner feeling when you look at a painting in a gallery. If the proportions are right, the golden ratio and all that, then you have a good feeling. It's the same with the car.
And what are the details we should be looking at inside?
Again, typical Audi interior. From the design point of view, what we do is elaborate the driver area. You have a kind of amphitheater where all the functions are grouped round the driver, ergonomically ideal. A customer gets in, sees how the details are accentuated, sees the layout, how logical all the controls are, and has a kind of welcome home feeling. It's my Audi.
Has the Audi A4 been well received?
They say there's no joy without sorrow, but here it's nearly all joy. The reactions have been positive. People feel back in their Audi world, in safe and familiar surroundings. That was certainly a very positive aspect with the media. The journalists said, "You've done a grand job. You've simply reinterpreted the Audi A4.
Not least thanks to you, Mr. Silav. Many thanks for the interview.
Thanks.